Hello and welcome from Eagleworks Studio. If you're new here, I'm Yarni, a multi-instrumentalist from Sheffield in the UK. And tonight I'm going to play you my fifth album, Anemoia. And I thought, you know what, it'd be a nice idea to crack open a beer, press play, and have a little chat between each track and give you a bit of insight into how it all came about. So, without further ado, we're going to start with the opening track, which is called Neon Gods. Thanks. So that's Neon Gods, and I got the title from a Paul Simon lyric, believe it or not. And the whole idea for the track was to introduce all the different instruments that creep up through the album as a way to give you a little taster. And well, I'll stop waffling. We'll move on to the second track, which is called The Romantic Ghost, which features the vocalist Plumm.
Treat me like I matter. I want you to treat me like I matter. 'cause you matter to me. What fickle destiny, for one is blind and one is free. Is this all a dream? Do I now say goodbye? Goodbye, my love. Goodbye, my love. Unless you treat me like a matter. Only treat me like a matter. 'Cause you matter. You matter, you matter to me. Or was this all a dream? Do I now say goodbye? Goodbye, goodbye, my love. Do I now say goodbye? One is blind, one is free. What fickle destiny? Is this all a dream? Do I now say goodbye? Goodbye, my love. Goodbye, my love. Goodbye. Unless you treat me like I matter.
So that was The Romantic Ghost featuring Plumm, and there's a really nice backstory about how this track came to be. So I was listening to a Music for Dreams radio show with Sam, and I shazammed a track which turned out to be Sun Life featuring Plumm, and I made a note of her name, and a couple of weeks after that I were putting out on my socials saying I was trying to find some singers to work with, and Josh from Somewhere Soul sent me a DM on Instagram, and he says, you should work with Plumm, and I was like, I'm not being funny, mate, but this is like some mad coincidental fate. So I got in touch with her and she were up for it, and yeah, that became The Romantic Ghost, which I'd say is like a folky, trip hoppy, dubby kind of dark vibe. I really like it. And the next track's called Temperatures Rising, which features Nathaniel Short, a fellow Sheffielder and Sheffield United fan, which is handy. And yeah, on this album it's the first time that I actually started working with a string quartet. I'd arranged it so it sounded a little bit like Motown and classic disco, and Nathaniel came along with his like Tom Misch kind of vibe, and it's like a nice twist of like old and new. I'm going to stop waffling anyway. I'm just going to say let's have a listen and tell me what you think. I'd like to know in the comments below.
Got me thinking a little bit differently than I normally do. Oh, you are somebody I cannot believe. Oh, my eyes are on you. Headlight is on. I can't explain the meaning. It never leaves. I can't escape this feeling. I know there's things I should have said and done, but I gotta let you know one thing. You're in my head, it's driving me insane. You're in my head, girl, am I the one to blame? Temperatures rising, feels so surprising. There's no escaping this. Look all around us, everything's crowded. Don't make it my only way. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it right. Feels like a storm is brewing, one hell of a night. It takes control, you cannot see it coming. Too powerful, like a fire burning. You've got me hopelessly down. It's causing all this emotion. You're in my head, it's driving me insane. You're in my head, girl, am I the one to blame? Temperatures rising, feels so surprising. There's no escaping this. Look all around us, everything's crowded. Don't make it my only way.
So that was Temperatures Rising featuring Nathaniel Short. And the next track is another instrumental track, and it features longtime collaborator James Atashroo on trumpet. And one thing that I can't unhear now is the main motif of the main hook of the track sounds like the McDonald's soundtrack. I'm loving it. Just have a listen, tell me what you reckon. I'll give you a signal when it's coming. So yeah, that's Silent City featuring James Atashroo on trumpet. Could you hear the McDonald's theme tune? I'm waiting for a McYarni Burger coming out soon. Yeah, I like that track. It's like, I remember writing it and being inspired by like Tame Impala at the time. There's that kind of like 70s wah-wah guitar going on and kind of psychedelic. Last track of the side A, which is called Sealed with a Loving Kiss, Walk, featuring Scarlett Faye. And a fun fact for you, this is the first track that I ever recorded 24 years ago on a 4-track recorder what my mum bought me. I remember just ripping off a couple of tracks by the Chemical Brothers and Death in Vegas, just finger picking over a couple of chords, and then it sat with me, and I've always had this melody just lingering around and it's never really realised itself. And then I sent a demo to Scarlett and she just completely transformed it. So I'm going to stop waffling, and yeah, this is Sealed with a Loving Kiss, or Swalk.
Smooth bald head was bleeding, I tasted. You were my momentary ember rose, me your genius. Sealed with a loving kiss, unbruised from lady lips. Now you're gone by a different night, and I'm wondering if you're alright. Got me wondering if you're alright. I'm wondering if you're alright. You're alright, right? Short summer, the hardest time to give up. Whatever it is you claim to love, see me, I lead it to adversity. So show me what you got, and break up with me. Break up with me. And summer is also the most hedonistic of the season. The sun sprinkles everyone with a little extra seasoning. And I'm feeling hot, feeling pressure, I'm feeling you. So teach me a lesson. I want you the best way. So let me down gently. Come with me.
Yeah, so that was Sealed with a Loving Kiss. There's so many influences in there. Like at the very end, it reminds me of like something like by the Dorothy column, and like when the track gets going, I can remember just being inspired by like LCD Sound System, All My Friends. Yeah, literally, just influences all over the place. And then Scarlett came along with like that's. I'd almost say it were like gospel. Sorry, I've got a little bit of bog roll because I forgot something to clean the record. So excuse the bog roll. Who'd have thought it? Yeah, so that's the absolutely incredible Scarlett face. She's across the entire album, really, just doing little ad libs, and she's on 2 tracks. There's a spoken word one on this side. I'll stop waffling. So the next track's called Spell Over Me. I wrote the original demo in a log cabin in North Wales a couple of years ago. I decided to just go there for 5 days with like a limited amount of equipment and thought I'd just write some demos. And then when I was searching for different singers, I found someone called Noé Solange who wanted to be a ghostwriter. And then towards the end of this campaign, she were happy to like start being involved a little bit. So I'm naming her now. She wasn't unnamed and she's not actually on the record. She was meant to be a ghostwriter. But yeah, check out Noé Solange. This is quite divergent from her sound, but I really like this record because it's like I had to work really hard because she's got such a subtle delivery, so I had to work really hard to like honour that by sculpting the instrumentation around it. And James's trumpet solo is absolutely incredible on this track. I'm going to stop waffling and just play it.
We move in circles, but in close enough. With every step so pure, your words like a riddle that I'm trying to solve. I'm hooked by your love. What games are we playing? This spell over me. What games are we playing? We dance the melodies that float above. With every song I'm yours. Your touch like a fire that I can't dissolve. I'm drawn to something more. What games are we playing?
that was Spell Over Me featuring Noe Solange, and at the very end of that track you can hear some cello being played by another long-time collaborator of mine, Emily Marks. Emily's now gone on to do solo stuff as Vera Sacra. It's definitely worth checking her music out. So, moving on to the next track, which is called Locked Down, and it features Bez Bluma. Now, Bez got in touch with me on Instagram because he'd heard my remix that I did for the New Zealand band Fat Freddy's Drop, and he wanted to get in touch with him, and he wanted to know if I could facilitate it. And I heard his voice, and I went, you know what? Do you fancy trying out some of the demos for my new album? And he went for a walk, and he came back with his first take, and I was like, this is brilliant, mate. And then we did the fatal error of trying to re-record, and we ended up with like 500 vocal takes. Anyway, the end product is this like kind of really low-slung, swungy, jazzy, Balearic-y number, and in true Yarni style, I thought, you know what, we need a little curveball in there. So I got in touch with a jazz flautist, and they put this incredible jazz flute solo in. Bez didn't like it, but I said, you know what, it's going in, shut up. Let's have a listen anyway, I'll stop rambling.
You've been better for me lately. Could have been forsaken, left me for a daydream. I know I can't be an iro, but I'm with the time, so I'm running on a tightrope. Now the water turn to wine, and the reason turn around when I lay you by the fire and show you that you're mine. But the water turn to wine, and the reason turn around when I lay you by the fire. I show you that you're mine. Have you locked down, lock you down? Lock down, lock you down. You see something on the bright side. Find my hand at midnight. Love me when the time's right. Pull up, obsessive, it's no pastime. Worried out of my mind, you gon' leave me behind. Have you locked down, lock you down? Lock down, lock you down. Ooh. I know better, I can't settle. Feel the pressure taking its toll. I know better, I can't settle. Feel the pressure deep in my soul. I know better, I can't settle. Feel the pressure taking its toll. I know better, I can't settle. Feel the pressure deep in my soul. Have you locked down, lock you down? Lock down, lock you down. Yeah, yeah.
Did everybody enjoy that curveball solo? It's one of the highlights of the album for me. Anyway, let's move on to the next track, which is called Natural Light, and it features another fellow Sheffielder, Franz Von. And Franz used to be in the studio above me when I was at my old studio, literally above a crack den, but well, that's a story for another time. He came up to me one day, he was bigging up my album Pina, and I said, you know what, we need to collaborate on something. It took a while. Franz came down to the new studio, recorded over this like random Balearic demo that I put together, and once he'd done his bit, I went, get rid of all my bits and let's just honour his rap, and kept the bass line, sculpted a new arrangement, put it all together, and I went, we need a chorus. And then the beauty of working like I have by collaborating with all these different people means that I can draw to different people and say, so I got in touch with a guy called Jeff Darko who was on the Pina album. I said, Jeff, I need a chorus, and he came up with the goods, and it became this absolutely beautiful melting pot of psychedelic soul, gospel, hip-hop. There's a sax solo in there. You know what, I'm going to stop talking. Let's just play it. I absolutely love this track. And Romesh Ranganathan played it on his hip-hop show, and he's a proper hip-hop head, so that's a decent tick. Anyway, I'll stop talking.
Salute to you that took that leap of faith. A little move and make a deeper change. Knowing easy, but the needs are great. Natural light, I don't need a shade. Watch me shine, that's an easy day. Cause I can ease the pain, yeah. And this can really keep the blues away. Keep the wolves at bay, keep me on that motorway. City to city, jumping on the stage. Shit get ridiculous, I'm underpaid. This is that quantum is stuck in the social number game. They're calling numbers straight, so best don't mumble me. This is the jungle, this industry love to hunt the prey. New dollar, be digital in this knowledge age. No honor, the money moving some dodgy ways. Find an exodus, they're testing us, modern slaves. Natural light, holy guidance to show the way. Broke the silence, I won't obey.
Open your eyes, let this natural light come into your life. You can let go what you've carried so long, cause you'll never find another like this natural light. That natural
Something
light.
fresh in the words like emerge from the first light. The dawn on the earth shine, that morning the first rise. The sun as the sun just cross the skies and the words rise. You heard I, still conversing with him, CERN of the most high. Sunday service heard it lo-fi, stood in the sermon, twist the bow tie. Solicit melodies with dope vibes, Holy Spirit circle close by. Serpent slither on the roadside. In my zone I watch it all, I must consider as it goes by. Deliver what the Spirit telling me and I don't know why. Channeling the energy that manifested more light. Lives collided like with throat ice. Natural light lit up my whole vibe. Actualizing in a closed time. Time looping on an old mind. Old cycles that we don't slide. Caught tangled in some old hype. Balancing all life.
Eyes, let this natural light come into your life. You can let go what you've carried so long, cause you'll never find another like this natural light. That natural light.
Hope you know why, we have to grow right. Balance the load like manage it your whole life. Hope you know why, we have to go fly. Hope you know why, we have to grow right. Balance the load like manage it your whole life. Hope you know why, we have to go fly.
So that was Natural Light featuring Jonoa on sax, a guy who I've collaborated with on a few records and performed live with over the years. So shout out to Jonoa. So, as we start to wind the album down, the next track's called Sunrise Sunset. The reason being, I couldn't work out whether it sounded like a sunrise or a sunset, so I called it both. And it features spoken word from Scarlett Faye. And a fun fact for you is, this is taken from a hard drive of the very first productions I did like 15 or 16 years ago. And I'm so glad I kept them, because now I know a little bit more. I like to revisit these raw ideas and reimagine them with the skills that I've developed. So yeah, this is called Sunrise Sunset.
sun in your eyes. And yet you rise, caught in an eternal riptide. And still you rise. When life is chaos all around you, greedy, swallowing you whole, how do you reconnect to you, to source, back to us all? Night draws in as usual. Rest your tired eyes. Morning rolls around again. And with it, yes, you rise.
So that was Sunrise Sunset. Let me know in the comments below whether you think it sounds like a sunrise or a sunset, because I've got no idea anymore. And if you got this far, thank you very much for sticking around. I owe you a beer or a glass of tap water if you don't drink, or whatever you want. Just let me know, I'll buy you one. Yeah, we're moving on to the last track. It's called Nino, named after Nino Ferrer, because basically I was recording in this room one day and a motorcycle engine came past the window, and I accidentally recorded it, and I thought, you know what, that reminds me of a track by Nino Ferrer where he did the same. The track's called I'm Looking For You. It's definitely worth checking out. It's from his album with an artist called Radia. So it's Nino and Radia, I'm Looking For You. Top tip there. Anyway, this has got James Atashroo on trumpet, and he basically arranged it because I just wrote out some like loose piano chords. And then at the very last minute I thought, you know what, to bring the album to a nice closer, let's get the string quartet back to like make it this like really nice emotional track that ramps up, goes into like hypnotic Afrobeat vibes, and then just like fades out and leaves it quite open-ended and contemplative, very pretentious. I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to press play. I'm going to thank you very much, and if you've enjoyed this little thing, let me know in the comments below, because I love doing stuff like this. But if nobody's going to respond and they don't like it, what's the point? I'm just a weirdo in a room on my own having a beer on a Friday night. And if you like the sound of this, I've still got copies. They're 20 quid. If you buy them direct from me, it's the best possible way to support me. It's an independent release on my own record label, Stanhope Records, named after the road where Jarvis Cocker and myself used to live in Intake, Sheffield. That's another fun fact for you. I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to press play. This is Nino by McYarni featuring James Atashroo when it comes in.